JFK to ATL is up next, so keep watching. The sky deck here at Terminal 4 is closed. It's one of the reasons why I came to this Sky Club, but unfortunately, I won't be able to go outside today. Oh well. With this channel focusing on what's outside your airplane window, I would have really enjoyed the time outdoors at this Terminal 4 Sky Club, but it afforded me a little bit more time to relax inside. It's nice, but it doesn't compare to the view that I discovered outside one of the windows here as I got ready to head to Atlanta. That's my ride down there. Just came in from Keflavik. This 757-200 was delivered to TWA in 1997, and it flew for American Airlines before being painted in Delta colors. It features lie-flat seats in its Delta 1 cabin, but why would I want a seat that's somewhat far from the window? That's right, today I'm flying in the main cabin for the best views to bring to you today. Let's head downstairs. Welcome to Gate Bravo 35. Today's call sign will be Delta 2728. Who doesn't love flying on a Boeing 757? I know, I certainly do. I'm now at my seat in the back of this old yet great aircraft. I'm back here for the ease of looking out the window and the view which will include the right wing. Okay, it's time for the fun stuff. At the beginning of this video, you saw the words Robbinsville and SKOR. Robbinsville is a navigational aid in Mercer County, New Jersey, about an hour-and-a-half car ride from JFK. In order to proceed on course to Atlanta, we need to have air traffic control bring us to Robbinsville, and before going to Robbinsville, immediately after takeoff, we need to fly the SKOOR 5 RNAV departure procedure. Basically, this means that after takeoff on runway 31 left, we'll need to turn left towards SKOR, which generally follows the curve of the Belt Parkway. Then we'll continue to the southwest and wait for the controller to clear us to Robbinsville. JFK to Atlanta is what this video is all about, but if you watch my previous video, you'll recall that the flight that I focused on operated on the same route. It didn't end the way most passengers would have liked it, so make sure you go back and check out that video. This flight, however, will get us directly to Atlanta. We've left the gate at Terminal 4 and are ready to contact Kennedy Ground Control for taxi instructions to runway 31 left.
The Delta at Hotel Bravo, number 1 and 2.
Delta 2728.
2728, Kennedy Ground, Roger. Who's number 2 at Hotel Bravo?
Delta 709 with November.
709, okay. Both of you are going over Robbinsville. There's an intro restriction, 10 miles. I have your request.
We're at Taxiway Hotel Bravo, and so is another Delta plane behind us going to Robbinsville, and we're both told to wait because there are delays going to Robbinsville. But the controller came back quickly and gave us taxi instructions. I missed the call sign, but he's talking to us here.
31 left, west on Bravo, short hotel.
31 left, Bravo, short hotel, Delta 2720.
We'll taxi a short distance and wait by Taxiway Hotel before continuing on to runway 31 left. Here's the lineup of aircraft waiting to take off on runway 31 left. We'll need to join this line, but can't right away since some of these planes are also going to Robbinsville and we can't be too close to them while in the air. Notice how there's also an airplane approaching runway 31 left for landing. Runway 31 left, in addition to runway 31 right, is being used as a landing runway.
We got some restrictions going on right now through air traffic control, so right now we're just holding on the taxiway, waiting for them to be released for some in-trail spacing on all the traffic heading down to Atlanta. Shouldn't be much longer. I'm guessing about another 15 minutes or so. We should be airborne hopefully the next 20. Sit back, relax, we'll give an update here shortly. Thank you.
Hey viewers, pardon the interruption. I really hope you've been enjoying my videos. I strive to put out the best content to make my channel the best aviation channel on YouTube. And did you know that there's a way for you to support my channel? It's called Super Thanks and it's available on every video that I produce. To give Super Thanks, click on the 3 dots under the video on the bottom right. Then click on Thanks. Use the slider to select the amount you'd like to give, then click Buy and Send. Sending levels start at just $2. Everything that you send from Super Thanks goes right back to this channel to make it the best channel out there. Thanks, everybody. Now, let's get on with today's video.
Skywest 3950, 50.
3950, roger. There's an intro restriction over Robbinsville. Right on Alpha, hold short of hotel. Expected delay.
Right on Alpha and hold for the hotel. Thank you. So 3950. Blue 1719, Delta Alpha, November 8 taxi.
JetBlue 1719 and a Delta Alpha, roger. Follow the 75 from left to right. There's an intro over Robbinsville. Expected delay and hold short of golf.
All right, we'll follow them on our right and then hold short golf. Expected delay to be 1719.
We didn't wait for too long and were eventually told to turn right on runway 22 right behind another Delta plane.
Delta 2728, follow company onto runway 22 right, hold short of Juliet.
Follow company on 22 right, hold short Juliet, onto 2720.
I always find it exciting being on any airport runway, even if we're not using the runway for takeoff or landing. And in this case, the ground controller has instructed us to enter runway 22 right behind the Delta A319 and hold short of taxiway Juliet. While it normally isn't ideal to use a runway as a taxiway at an airport, today runway 22 right is not being used. And because, as you can probably see from the many planes on the ground taxiing around, because Robbinsville is experiencing delays, the ground controller is taking advantage of all the available space on the ground to stage aircraft for takeoff, and this includes runway 22 right today. While we're holding short of taxiway Juliet, the tower will have a SkyWest plane cross on Juliet, and then we're asked to follow that airplane and switch to the tower frequency.
And SkyWest 3928, cross only 22 right at Juliet. You're in sequence, towers 123.9.
Cross 22 right at Juliet and ground 23.9, Tower. Skywest 3920.
Delta 2728, follow the Delta connection, U175 from right to left, towers 123.9.
I can handle listen 523.9, Delta 2728.
At this point, all we need to do is follow taxiway Juliet to the end and switch to the tower control frequency. We were among the first of 7 planes headed to Robbinsville, so we got lucky with the delay. It didn't last long at all, and we actually wound up landing in Atlanta ahead of schedule. Since runway 3 and left is being used as both an arrival and a departure runway, we'll need to wait for an Alaska 737 to land before the tower can have us line up and wait.
Delta 2728, Kennedy, traffic 10-mile final, 31 left, full length, line point.
3 left, full length line point up to 2728.
As we're told to line up with the runway, we're also told that traffic is behind us on a 10-mile final coming into the same exact runway. That aircraft is about to call the tower to get clearance to land, but the tower will tell the aircraft that we're going to take off first. The Alaska aircraft will then be told to clear the runway, and then we'll be issued takeoff clearance along the very long runway 31 left. Let's head over to Atlanta.
Kennedy Tower, good afternoon, Endeavor 5104, visual 31 left.
Endeavor 5104, Kennedy, good day. 757 departure prior to you. Arrival off the right side, 3000 lands a parallel. Wind 310 at 21, gusting 26, runway 31 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 31 left, Endeavor 5104.
Alaska 28, right turn here, right on Papa, hold short November, and contact ground 219. See you.
Right here, right on Papa, hold short November, Alaska 28, good day.
Delta 2728, current winds 30021, gusting 26, runway 31 left, clear to takeoff.
31 left, clear takeoff, that's the 2728.
We're on a quick roll on the over 11,000 foot long runway. Once we come airborne, we'll be runway heading at 314 degrees. Then we'll make a left turn to a heading of 238 degrees to the waypoint SKORR, which is roughly located along the Belt Parkway. So with this turn, we're roughly following the Belt Parkway to the southwest. This is an RNAV departure procedure, but historically this climbout was known as the Breezy Point Climb or the Canarsie Climb, which has another left turn to the south. We'll be following the general path of the Breezy Point Climb, which keeps us to the southwest. As we climb, the gear of our Boeing 757 is raised. We're starting left hand towards SKOOR. The controller reminds us to do that left hand turn, and we're told to contact New York Departure Control in the New York TRACON located in Nassau County.
Delta 2728, left direct SKOR, contact New York Departure today.
Left direct SKOR over departure, Delta 2722.
In our climb, as we approach the Howard Beach neighborhood of Queens, we check in with the New York Departure Controller.
And departure good afternoon, Delta 2728 at a 1.5 for 5,000 direct SKOR.
2728, New York departure, radar contact line, maintain 11,000.
Up to 11,000, Delta 2728.
As we head towards SKOOR, we're told to climb to 11,000 feet. We can't climb any higher because there's traffic at 12,000 feet reserved for aircraft arriving to Kennedy Airport. Our view is the border of Queens where it turns into Brooklyn. In the distance is Manhattan, but the visibility is not that great today, so for the view, we'll just focus on what's down below. I mentioned that we'd be roughly following the path of the Belt Parkway. That's the Belt Parkway that you can see down below. On the left-hand side of the aircraft, passengers sitting there can get a great view of Jamaica Bay, the body of water just south of Kennedy Airport. For now, our view is of Brooklyn, and in a few moments we'll be flying over the Atlantic Ocean as we continue our climb. After SKOOR, which sounds like we've scored in a sports game, there are the fixes of Mets and Ranger. Mets references the New York Mets, a professional baseball team based in Queens, and Ranger references the New York Rangers, a professional ice hockey team based in Manhattan. This climbout clearly references New York City sports. In my videos featuring the Park Visual Runway 31 approach to LaGuardia, you'll hear many references to the Mets baseball team. Each sector of airspace is controlled by a different controller, and within each sector, there can be more than one controller. We're in the Kennedy departure sector, but we'll need to be handed off to another departure controller now because we're leaving the current controller's airspace, so let's listen in to the controller providing us a new radio frequency.
Delta 2728, contact departure 120.85, good day.
25 will see it, Delta 2728.
Okay, let's switch frequencies and check in with the frequency that the air traffic controller asked us to switch to. Now, when we're on this frequency, this controller will be handling flights from many New York City airports since the airspace is more integrated up here. Let's check in.
New York Delta 2728 at a 5.5 for 111,000.
2728, New York departure, hello, hire shortly.
1527, 4.5, climb 6,000.
JetBlue 1527, New York departure, hello, climbing team of 7,000, expedite through 11.
Expedite through 11, climb 17,000, JetBlue 1527.
United 886, direct cold strength.
Direct to cold strength, United 886.
For now, we just keep on doing what we're doing. The controller will have higher for us shortly. You'll hear that the controller talked to two other pilots. One was a JetBlue flight and one was a United flight. Both of those flights were flying out of Newark Airport and heading to the south. The JetBlue flight was heading to Orlando and the United flight was heading to Lima, Peru. As you can hear, all the aircraft that are heading in the southerly direction are on this frequency right now because they'll be flying in very, very similar airspace. Now, here comes a very specific request from the captain of our flight.
Center Delta 2728, could you get a Robbinsville for a little bit?
2728, direct Robbinsville.
Robbinsville, thanks, Delta 2728.
While in most circumstances, the pilot generally waits for the controller to receive clearance to their initial departure fix, in this case, Robbinsville, in this particular case, the captain of our flight actually requested to go directly to Robbinsville, and it was approved right away. I suspect that's because there might be some weather buildup directly in front of the aircraft. As you can see here, there are a lot of clouds in the area, and the pilot of the aircraft wants to provide the best ride for the passengers. Now, we are a little bit ahead of where the controller wanted us to be. She probably would have told us to turn to Robbinsville a little bit further down, so because of this, she's probably giving us a speed restriction. Listen to this.
Delta 2728, maintain 300 knots.
300 knots, Delta 2728.
As further evidence that there's weather in the area, here's a JetBlue flight that's about to check in on the frequency. This is a flight from LaGuardia to Orlando, and the pilot is requesting a deviation around some weather.
And departure JetBlue 399, 10, climbing 12, any chance of deviation to the right for weather?
Couple 399, deviation right is approved when able to proceed direct white and advice.
Deviation to our approval, able to direct white, JetBlue 399.
From JetBlue 399, where's the cell that you're deviating around? Because I'm not showing any weather in your area.
That's a build-up on this boat, but looks like we will proceed direct white, we'll clear it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Here's some transmissions with other flights in the frequency. Again, the controller is handling flights from all different airports in the New York City area headed to the south.
Circa 3577, climbing team of 7000, New York Center 346.
17,000 and 34.6.
Affirmative.
Afternoon departure United 1819, 4.6, climbing 6,000, we're on a left turn off Dark Delve.
United 1819, New York departure, hello, climbing team 17,000, speed 250, intro spacing.
Climbing team 17,250 knots, United 1819.
And now it's time for us to receive clearance to 17,000 feet.
Delta 2728, climbing team 17,000.
17,000, Delta 2728. The speed in the climb for Delta 2728.
300 or less.
Figured it, Delta 2728.
We'll continue along over New Jersey on this frequency until the controller, who's now been switched to another controller, tells us to contact the New York Air Route Traffic Control Center.
2728, center on 34.6.
34.6, Delta 2728.
That's all the ATC I have for this video. Let's continue our climb over the Garden State. With a strong summer haze in the air, I didn't film that much in the en route phase of flight, so I'll leave you with some scenes from the remainder of the flight and the approach and landing into Atlanta. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you learned something new today. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, I invite you to click on the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and hit the like button. Don't worry, there'll be many more videos like this in the near future, so stay tuned. See you soon, everybody.